It's midday in Nigeria. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics here on Channels Television. I'm Neo Taigbe. First, the headlines. Former Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele arraigned before Federal Capital Territory High Court on a 6-count charge of procurement fraud. APC and NPP hopeful as the Court of Appeal rules on Kano governorship election. Plus, reactions trail the appeal court ruling on inconclusive elections in Zamfara state governorship polls.
This is Channels Television's breaking news.
Start out with this breaking news that the appeal court has affirmed the election of Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. The panel of 3 justices, presided over by Justice C.N. Uwa, Chidi Nwama Uwa, were unanimous in their decision. The court awarded no cost as it rules that each party is to bear the cost of their own litigation. Again, that breaking news that the appeal court has upheld the election of the Bauchi State Governor, Mr. Bala Mohammed. And staying with the courts, the former CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has been remanded in the Kuje prisons by the Federal Capital Territory High Court after he was charged with a 6-count charge bordering on alleged procurement fraud. The original charge on the former CBN governor was 20 to the tune of 6.5 billion naira and has been reduced to 6 to the tune of 1.6 billion naira. In the second count, Emefiele was accused of using his position to corruptly confer an advantage on Yaro, a staff of the Central Bank of Nigeria, by awarding a contract for the supply of one Toyota Avalon at the cost of 99.9 million naira only to April 1616 Investment Limited, a company in which the said Saadatu Ramalan Yaro is director, thereby committed an offense. He was also accused of conferring corrupt advantage contrary to Section 19 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000 by awarding a contract for the supply of one Toyota Land Cruiser V8 to April 1616 Investment Limited in 2019 at the cost of 73 million naira. The fourth count was about a Toyota Land Cruiser V8 valued at 73.8 million naira awarded illegally to April 1616 Investment Limited. The federal government further accused the former CBN governor of also awarding a contract to Yaro for the supply of 2 Toyota Hilux Shell specification vehicles at the cost of 44.2 million naira in the year 2020. Mr. Emefiele pleaded not guilty to the 6-count charge. Justice Hamza Muazu of the Federal Capital Territory High Court has adjourned the matter to November the 22nd to rule on the bail application and the 28th for commencement of trial. In the interim, he has ordered that Mr. Emefiele be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center. Is live footage from Imo, the Imo State capital, where the recently re-elected governor of Imo State, Mr. Hope Uzodimma, is signing his certificate of return. Now, that is live footage from Imo, where Hope Uzodimma, the governor of Imo State, who has just been re-elected over the weekend, is signing his certificate of return, which is being delivered by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Hope Uzodimma was re-elected as governor of Imo State for a second term, having scored a total vote of 540,000 to defeat his closest competitor of the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chike Olemwe, and his amiable wife, the National Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission, representing the Southeast, under whose supervision the election of 11th November 2023 was conducted in Imo State. All members and the entire management of INEC here present all members of Imo State House of Assembly, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, all Honorable Commissioners and members of Imo State Expanded Executive Council, the Deputy National Chairman of the greatest and largest party in black and white Africa, All Progressive Congress, Chief Emmanuel Enuku, the State Chairman and other members of the State Executive Committee, the Chairman of Imo State Elders Council, His Royal Highness SCI Ilomaya, the Chairman, Imo State Traditional Institution, His Royal Majesty Dr. E.C. Okeke, the heads of security agencies in Imo State, heads of tertiary institutions in Imo State, the Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, and all the clergy here present, Your Royal Highnesses Ndieze, local government administrators and development centers, the chairman and members of IPAC, the distinguished candidates who participated in the last governorship election of Imo State who are present here, distinguished sons and daughters of Imo State, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A few minutes ago, I received the certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as the duly elected governor of Imo State for my second and final tenure.
And then moving on now to the courts again. We're going back to the courts. This time, the court has fixed tomorrow for judgment in the Kano State governorship election dispute between Governor Abba Yusuf of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and Nasiru Gawuna of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Ahead of the verdict, the Kano State Police Command has announced a ban on celebrations or any form of political gatherings before, during, and after delivery of the judgment. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hussein Igumel, stated this during a press briefing after representatives of both parties signed a peace accord in Kano. According to him, the police, in collaboration with other security agencies, will ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order ahead of the judgment. Governor Abba Kabir had appealed the tribunal's judgment that sacked him as the elected governor of the state. Now we're being joined by our colleague in Kano, Sadiq Ilyas, who joins us from Kano. Hello, Sadiq.
Hello, hi. How are you? How are you
very
doing?
Well, and it's good to see that you're lively and well. Good to know. Just tell us, is the mood in Kano as lively as you right now?
Well, I can't say it's as lively as I am now. I can't say it's the tribunal, the appeal judgment is going on as I'm talking to you right now. And as you have rightly said, the Kano State Commissioner of Police yesterday called both parties and asked them to all shield their swords and also announced a ban in celebrations and any other political gathering to avoid breakdown of law ahead of today's judgment. As I'm talking to you now, I am hearing that the court is already have gone far in the judgment, and in just a moment we are going to go around the town and to give you a sense of what is actually happening in the town. Earlier today in the morning when I was coming towards the government house, the gate of the government house towards, if you are coming from Charaoni area of the state, the gate was shut down so that to avoid any breakdown of law towards the government house at the moment. Back to you.
Okay, just be careful. But while we're doing that also, can you tell us what the parties themselves are saying? The governor, the NNPP, and the APC. What's the mood in their secretariats, and what are they saying about all of this? I do understand, or we do understand, that they did sign a peace accord ahead of this judgment today.
Yeah, actually, yesterday we were able to speak to both of the parties' representatives who went to sign the peace accord. What they were telling us that they will not, whoever come out today to celebrate or do anything that is maybe trying to show his celebrations or what have you, they have no anything to do with him. So they have distanced themselves from anybody who is going to come out to show his celebration or do anything. You know how Kano is. A lot of people will take advantage of any happening in the state to do what is not right. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Sadiq. Do take care and be safe. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja declared as inconclusive the governorship election that held in Zamfara State on March 18, 2023. In a unanimous decision, the three-member panel led by Justice Oyebisi Folayemi nullified the return of Governor Dauda Lawal of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the winner of the governorship election. Justice Sibyl Nwaka, who read the lead judgment, ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct a fresh election in 3 local government areas of the state where elections did not hold previously or where results from various polling units were not counted. The 3 local governments are Maradun, Burning, Magaji, and Bukuyum. The court held that it was wrong for INEC to rely on information it obtained from its IREF portal to collate the final results of the governorship elections. The judgment followed an appeal that was brought before the court by the immediate past governor of the state, Bello Matawalle, who was the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the election. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party in Zamfara State have been reacting to the appeal court judgment, which declared the governorship election in the state inconclusive. While the APC blames the electoral umpire over beavers in the election, the PDP says the party will soon come up with their next line of action.
The INEC, in collaborations with other military personnel then, who are not happy with the participations of the former governor in the Naira Swap litigations, connived and changed the results and copy a result from, as they claimed, they copy a result from IREF and make a formal declaration of the governor. The military were deployed from Abuja and Kaduna personally for them to rig the election. It's not an issue of PDP and APC in Zamfara State then. It was Governor Matawalle and the cabals then.
These are weighty allegations. I have questioned him several times that it is very, very unprofessional and it is highly irresponsible for any party or any individual to claim that military has been used in an election. I mean, he should know, perhaps now, that the military cannot be dragged into something like this. So I think these are weighty allegations, and he should be very mindful of what he's saying. Of course, it is not true. The integrity of the Nigerian army cannot be questioned. We respect their professionalism, and it is not within our purview.
And now we're being joined by Barrister Kayode Akinshola, a legal practitioner who joins us virtually to discuss this recent judgment, especially that of Zamfara. Mr. Akinshola, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Inota, and thank you, Nigeria, for actually having me today.
So let's look at this matter of Zamfara State. That judgment from the appeal court, was it the right decision?
Yes, from all indications and from what we have actually seen, Supreme Court has been, Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has been able to come with a pronouncement. And by all standards, the governor of Zamfara State, being that of PDP extraction, still have the right to still proceed to Supreme Court to seek redress if he feels that the judgment that was actually placed by the Court of Appeal is not something that it will be able to go by. And going by the 3 local governments that were actually declared inconclusive, to an extent, the All Progressive Congress, they have upper hand from what we have seen, if they are to go for that run. And the initial tribunal who gave the judgment that actually validated the governorship and the election of Dawood Lawal, to a large extent, they will have seen a couple of things before arriving at that conclusion. But by all standards, from what I've seen, it is not within my precincts or within my, as a legal practitioner, to condemn or to actually downplay what the Court of Appeal has done. What we can only say here is the right of the litigants, whether they should go to Supreme Court or they will abide by that judgment. But what the judgment of that Court of Appeal has stated is that go over and do a rerun in the 3 local governments. It is either the governor of Zamfara told that part, or he feels that, okay, let me still go to Supreme Court. I'll still be sitting on this seat as a governor, rather than me going to conduct a rerun in those 3 local governments. So by all standards, the judgment is a bit lucid from what I've seen, and the Court of Appeal, they have made references as to the reason why they arrived at that conclusion.
Okay, so, but there are different schools of thought and different reactions to this matter, and hopefully the Supreme Court will help us get a finality on this. But the schools of thought are of the opinion that it's beyond the election, because, I mean, the current governor appears to be unveiling some things that the former governor is not happy about. That's why they are pushing for this.
You know, to start with, you will know that the PDP in Zamfara, they wouldn't have won that election if not because of the fraction that they actually had within the All Progressive Congress, if not because of that fraction. That election wouldn't have gone for PDP in that particular state. And that's being done. We all know that there are a couple of undercurrent issues that actually emanated that led to the winner, of the election. But there are a number of politicians, they could go, at any extent for them to get what they want to do. But we are so sure and we are certain that at the level of Supreme Court, we are going to have more sanity, irrespective of what the governorship election petition has decided or that of the Court of Appeal.
So, Akinshola, you're really very, very confident that this will happen. Should there be a rerun? Should the rerun, or should that elections be conducted in those 3 local governments, you think that the APC will carry the day?
Truth be told, if they are to go for that election, I am afraid the People's Democratic Party will have a whole work to do for them to win that election. Don't forget the challenge that we have in Nigeria. If we have, I'm not saying anybody is going to win at Supreme Court level or they are going to win when they go to the polls. But when you look at the governor, Dawood Lawal, who has spent a couple of months in that office, and the Supreme Court, for example, coming to say they want to sack that governor, what happens to all the expenses that have been made by him? What happens to the budget that he has presented, the money that he has spent? So by the time we are going to some of these things, is a major challenge to us as a nation. But if they are to go to that election, from what I have seen and what I've observed, I think APC might carry the day and they might eventually be declared the winner of that election in Zamfara State.
So finally, just before we let you go, that matter you brought up about what the governor has already spent, what he has received as salary or allowances, as the case may be, the budget he has presented and the things he has signed, the cost of that. Who bears the cost of all of that? And what do we do to come out of this space? Can't the judiciary look at certain things and say, okay, because this has been, can we just move this and let things be maintain status quo?
You know, the challenge that we have in Nigeria, we have said it diversely and severally. It will have been good if we have occasion where before a governor or president is sworn in, all these judicial processes, all these redresses that they are seeking, either at the election petition, Court of Appeal of Supreme Court, majority of them ought to have been decided before the swearing is made. Now, he has made a number of commissioners budget, whether they are running from the past budget or this one, several decisions will have been taken by that governor or the president. It's just the situation that we find ourselves. And these are areas in which we expect the legislative arm to begin to look at, so that we really have a country that are going to be having a less expensive cost of governance, rather than what is obtainable currently in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Akinshola. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us today. And we do hope that we'll get to a point where all of these matters will be settled once and for all, and the costs will not be borne by the taxpayers here. Thank you. Well, news just coming in has it that the appeal court in Abuja has upturned the election of Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf. Abba Yusuf had appealed the tribunal which sacked him earlier this year. Again, that breaking news that the appeal court sitting in Abuja has upturned the elections of the governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State. In other words, has upheld the decision of the election petition tribunal that had earlier sacked the governor from office. Now, the deputy minority leader of Yobe State House of Assembly, Lawan Majakura, who defeated the immediate past Speaker of the House of Assembly, has defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress, handing over the flag of the APC to the new member at the Government House in Damaturu. Governor Maimala Buni described Majakura as a young and vibrant politician with huge potentials, and politics is about service to the people. According to a press statement by Maman Mohammed, the Director General, Press and Media Affairs to the governor, said Majakura was convinced to leave PDP for APC because of the commendable efforts of the Buni administration in providing infrastructure to the people of his constituency. The construction of roads, housing estates, medical facilities, and others have transformed communities in his constituency. That's according to the statement. Also speaking, the Speaker of the Yobe State House of Assembly, Honorable Chioma Buba Marshio, described the lawmaker as a very outstanding one in defense of the interest of his people. The defection of Majakura now leaves the PDP with only one member in the State Assembly out of the 24 members. Of civil society organizations for democracy is expressing concerns over the delay by the governor of Ondo State, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu, to resume office since his return from medical leave abroad. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the chief convener of the coalition, Dr. Tunji Ashaolu, urged Governor Akeredolu to prioritize the needs of the people and resume his responsibilities without further delay or transfer powers to his deputy, Mr. Loki Aiyedatiwa. The rights group maintained that the Ondo State cannot afford to be without effective leadership, as they stressed the need for swift action to rectify the situation.
The prolonged absence of the governor creates a governance vacuum, thereby impeding the effective administration of Ondo State. You also agree with me that out of the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT, when decision is being making, even at the high levels of the leadership, the Ondo State leadership is always absent in this regard, and which is invariably affecting the entire citizens of Ondo State. And that is why we are acting as a voice of other citizens at this time of 21st century. It shouldn't have ought to be so, and that is why we are talking for this to be corrected. Equally distressing is the apparent political interferences by some persons not elected by the good people of Ondo State, preventing the deputy governor from fully discharging his constitutional duty in the absence of Governor Akeredolu. Therefore, we call on all relevant authorities to urgently address this matter and ensure the seamless transition of governance to the Ondo State deputy governance in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution.
And with that call from that group to the Ondo State Governor to resume his duties as the leader of the state, say that you've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Thank you for watching. I'm Neota Egbe.